This is the demo video for Snickerdoodle cookies for 7th grade. So here I've got my mise en place tray. So remember, mise en place is everything in its place. So your ingredient tray, getting everything ready for your cookies. I've got my 2 tablespoons of butter, got a 1/4 cup of sugar in a bowl that I will mix the butter with. I have my vanilla, my 1 egg, which I will need 2 teaspoons of. And then in a separate bowl, I have the 1/4 cup plus 2 tablespoons of flour, 1/4 teaspoon of baking powder, and 1/4 teaspoon salt. So before I start mixing up my butter and my sugar, I'm going to take my spoon and mix my flour mixture together. I am going to now set that aside, and I will work on my sugar and butter mixture. So we need to mix the sugar and the butter together first, because this is called creaming the butter. This puts some air into the butter and sugar mixture, and it's gonna make for a softer cookie. If you mix everything together at once, you're not getting things incorporated as well, and you're gonna end up with a tougher cookie. So this is going to take a minute. I'm gonna kind of smash the butter down and do a smash and mix as I work these two together. So after I've smashed it down a few times, mix it around. Make sure you scrape the bottom of that bowl and get the butter off the bottom. You can see at this point my butter and sugar is very crumbly. I'm going to keep going until this is a nice, smooth, all together piece. All right, that should be okay. So you notice it's lighter in color than what it started off as, and it's well incorporated together. I would not use a whisk for this part. It's going to get stuck in your whisk, and it's just not going to work as well. Either use a spoon or a fork. Even a fork is probably not your best option. Use a spoon. Okay, I'm going to get the egg ready. Okay, I've got the egg mixture ready here. When you go to make your cookies, I will have this mixed together so you can put your egg and your vanilla in the same bowl, because we are going to add those next. So I'm going to get 2 teaspoons of egg mixture. This is a little hard to measure out, so that was definitely more than 2 teaspoons. And my vanilla. And we're gonna mix those again. Again, as you're mixing this time, kind of smush the butter down so you get them nice and mixed all together. You want this to go until it's a nice smooth mixture. I'm gonna mix this for a second. I will come back when it's mixed. All right, we've got this mixed together. You'll notice there's not any huge chunks of butter left. It's pretty well all the same size of chunks of butter mixed up. So now we can slowly add our flour mixture in. So I'm gonna add about half of this, mix it up, and then we can grab that other half. So remember, when baking, we do need to have proper measurements. You need to make sure you are leveling your scoops off. You need to make sure that you are getting the right amount of butter. We can't just throw everything in the bowl at once. Baking is a very precise science. And if you do things in the wrong order, you put too much or too little of something, your cookies are not going to turn out correctly. So add the rest of that in there. Go ahead and mix again. Be gentle. You don't want to send flour flying everywhere. If you do, you gotta clean it up. And once we've got that flour mixed in there, we don't want to overwork our flour and our cookie dough. If we overwork it, it can become tough because you're working those gluten strands in the flour. Then you're going to end up with tougher cookies that won't have that nice soft bite to them. Okay, so we're gonna get all of that dough off of our spoon. Okay, and now we are ready to shape our cookies. So we'll notice that our dough is nice and easy to shape. If I pinch some off, I can easily roll it into a ball in my hand. So we're going to take this and we're going to make 6 even size dough balls with it. I'm going to make one bigger one and then divide it up after. So my dough is a little bit sticky here. You notice that it is sticking to my fingers that little bit. So probably could have used just a tad bit more flour, but that's okay. They will still turn out nice. You're good. Yep, you can come and get it. Yeah, you're good. Okay, now that you've got those balls shaped, this is when you would put them in your Ziploc bag with your name on it and then stick it in the fridge for tomorrow. All right, day 2 for your Snickerdoodle cookies. You're gonna get your cookie dough out of the fridge. You are going to make your cinnamon and sugar mixture. This is 1 tablespoon of sugar and half a teaspoon of cinnamon. You're going to take your dough balls one by one, drop them in your cinnamon sugar mixture, kind of shake them around. You might need to flip them over and shake them around a little bit. And then you can set those aside onto your parchment lined cookie sheet. And then you will bake them at 375 for about 10 to 12 minutes. Keep an eye on them. Make sure that they are not burning. And that is the Snickerdoodle cookie.